Okay, so let's jump right back in again. We were tweaking the examples. Yeah, we could can change that. And let's take a really fast. And here we do long. And here we do a short. So we start very slow. Dup, dup, dup. Oh, it's no use to have a grain with 1 millisecond. It's too short. This is 10. And then when we come down, we have 10 milliseconds as speed and 200 as length. Let's try that. Evaluate, translate, write the grains, do the sound, some of it, import, but this is okay. So now it will start slowly. Yeah, okay. So that's good. Now we can continue. We keep that, and we can work with the envelope. I'm using this also. The same stuff: attack, decay, sustain, release. And I have 5 points, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, but I'm very deliberately didn't use the same terms. So I only have segments here and points. So, and this is on a curve. So you can rethink it fresh. So now let's exaggerate this. Like here in the beginning it's long and short. So slow and short, and to have more of the staccato character, I will put that up here. We could have a strong amplitude point first. Ska vi se, this guy is looking at the dynamics, and we don't have, the dynamics doesn't change here, so that will not change, but we can do now, that's okay for the piece, but no pitch, but we do like that now for this example, and I think I will touch that also. So let's say here we will have a strong volume point for a strong attack, and then perhaps a medium place here and a feeble end. But here, when it's long and fast, we want more kind of a weak start, and some middle and a strong one, like we have some playing the tape backward in fade-in situation here, as well as the first segment. When it's a strong attack, you want that to be short, and the fade-in to be long. So we could try this, that we evaluate this, translate, doing the grains, do the sound, we import. So that was the original, and this is the new. It's shorter and harder. It's harder. But here I think it's definitely softer than the last one. Yeah, there. I go back here. That's the new one. Last one. It's more, and here it's yes. You never know. I mean, what's good with this is that I mean, these constellations, I could never have invented that myself. So, you know, you're using a technique and a source. This is a natural source, it's a sound file for the tape, and this structure is also a sound file, and it's outside of me, and I put together things that present me things that I would never have come up with myself if I was in with a kind of a pen and paper. We could put on now the delayed version also. We don't change the parameters. We did the grains. We do the sound. Now we double the amount of grains because they have the delayed version with. And then and here now is the delayed with delay. It's immediately a sound that takes more space or have more space because it's shifted in the pan. So it's between one and speaker 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. Yeah, because this is the main parameters. And then we have two more documents with more parameters. But this is really only convex or concave curves for the segments that I never... It works very well. Instead of have a linear interpolation, you have a curved interpolation, and I tested that, and it's you can have it either way, but not linear. If you put it away, if you don't use that, it just sounds like a robot. We will not deal with that today. Par contre, we will look at what I call gravels. And the gravels is the when it's not equal, unequal things. And this is delta time gravels, and this is skip time gravels. And delta time gravels is then, this is very regular. It's accelerando, sure, but it's regular accelerando. And if we here, this is multiplication, we do something like this. And this now this the pulse will be halting, kind of stumbling around. You can just listen to that. So translate the grains, the sound, we import So now it should be the same thing but stumbling. Yeah, it is kind of a pattern. It's a fake random that I'm using. It's actually these arguments. It's the same thing I used to do the form, this thing. But it's not because I can't use random. I want random like formation or patterns, but I need to be able to do a copy of it and to alter it small and to put some altering and to have a field of a rainbow of alterings of something that is random level changing, because random it's flat. And if you do another random, it's just another random at the same level. So you cannot do a version of random. So I need random that I can do a version of. So that's what we are hearing in this stumbling here. It's some grouping and a halt, but it's never the same grouping. Or perhaps it is, but it's too long that you can hear it. Okay, so that was the stumbling. Then we go to the skip time gravels. And since the skip time is where we read in this sound, so that is color. So normally the skip time is really doing a lot of change. So let's see, let's give this addition. So the upper, yeah, let's go ahead here. And this is so now it will not read successively in the same place, but a little to the left, a little to the right, and then you hit another part of the file and you hit another color. Evaluate that. Translated. The grains. The sound. We import. So now it should be stumbling as before, but also you can listen here. So it's continuous change, and here it should be other little sudden changes in color in content. Yeah. Yeah. C'est beau. Yeah, it's cool. But this is completely useless for me, because this doesn't imitate at all the flute, and so it would lose the connection to the flute. But one day when I will do a pure electroacoustic piece, then this is the direction to go. To jumping around and have this it's super. And then you can, I mean, you do this, but you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 10, a cloud of 10 version of this, and that could really be spectacular. Okay, so that's for our examples, and now I will just show, that is I will show what I'm using in the piece, like that. So we will just evaluate the first piccolo. Yeah, I almost forgot. I will take away here, this thing I put here just to have a good example. You take away that. Yeah, then we do the whole piece all over, because that's the source. So we need the instrumental ensemble before we can do the tape, because the tape is just looking in the ensemble and taking all the values from there. So again, we do the grains, the sound a bit, we import it. So this is the first piccolo. With the delayed version. So this is piccolo 0. So now we will add the second one, and then here you can see I put it in series. I go in one way, and then I extrapolate and I add a third or a fourth if I want. I mean, so here this transposition of this first one is 0.7 octaves. 1 is normal, and half is 1 octave down. So this is, yeah, something between, and this is 7 times. And here the transposition is 1.7 up to 8. Same skip time, same color, same delay thing, amplitude, yeah, it's a little less here apparently. And the pan, here's from the first to the second speaker. Here is slightly to the left of this first speaker and slightly to the right of the second speaker. Same delay, same spread, same file, and then the delta time. It's 200, and here's faster. Faster when it's low, and it's faster when it's fast, high up. And it's faster and shorter. So it's higher, faster, and shorter. And this is already evaluated. We just have to can add it here. So because here you see, this one is writing the score. He takes the values and parameters from this part, and I'm taking all of the filters. Otherwise I could have a tremolo and a staccato, or tremolo this speed and tremolo slow and fast, or something here, but now I take it all and I'm writing it to this. And the delayed version I'm also writing to the same file, but I could write it to another file. So sometimes in solo pieces I can have 9 outputs for one instrument, because it's different speeds and etc. But so now we're adding the second part, and it's taking all its content and is writing into the same file. So now we're writing the piccola 1 and piccola 2 and their delayed versions into the same file, just adding, because in sound you can. So now it's more grains, but we do the same thing, and more sound. Now with two piccola parts in it, up, and we're importing that. So this one is only one, and the next one is that and another one with a slightly another pan, slightly higher pitch, slightly faster, and they start to interfere. And we will add the third one. We will look at the third one also. So second value. So yeah, so 0.7 to 7, 1.7 to 8, 2.7 to 9, higher. Even wider pan, more to the left on the first speaker, more to the right of the second speaker, and then where are we? Here is the delta time, and so and here look, I mean this is 0 to 0.20, and this is 0.18. It's sure that I thought I put 0.19 here, because it's 0.8, 0.9, 0.10, 2, 0.19, 0.18. This is a mistake, but then I listened to it, and it's good. So this is actually shorter than this. We can look at the fourth once we're here. But the thing is, then I listened to this with that mistake, and it's nice. And then perhaps look here, yeah, it's 17 and 17 and 7. So but then I add, it's okay, and then I see this, so I put 19 and listen to that, and it's not as good. So you do mistakes, but you know, music is no rules. This 19, 18, 17, it's only a way for me to don't have to think so much. You know, I can try anything, and the idea of a series here is good, because it creates a continuum. It's you have a rainbow. It's a series of colors in a certain order. And that's good. It's understandable. The brain works like that. You never know. It's no rules. So I did the grains for the three first. And now we do the sound. Like that. We import it. So this was 2. And now it's too short. This is 3. So it is completely the same thing, but more rich, more full, more filled. Let's add the fourth one, the last one. That sound. So this is the actual piccola tape part of the piece, the raw form. Take a little longer, so stop. Okay, and we import that. So this was 3, and now it's 4. It's even difficult to say to tell the difference, but it is there. And this is enough. It's good. As you could tell here, here's also a part, but very, because we came into a feeble part somewhere of the file. So a big thing of mixing this is to equalize the volumes. So we will listen to this. We're here. It's going down. That we continue. And here. Now we're here. Going up. Rhythm. Same pitch, same place. And pause. A rhythm. And yeah. So it really comes from here. It does the same thing. It corresponds to the notes in the score, etc. So next thing is to go into the real Pro Tools session and look at the mix. So now it's the last leg of these seminars, and we are now in the tape mix of this last trio, and here we have our Piccola tape. We can put on the whole stuff now. Okay, yeah, I just jumped without saying anything. I mean, I have this form that first we have a lot of piccola, then we have a lot of piano, then we have a lot of cello, and around piccolo, piano, cello, piccolo, and last time piccolo gets it, he didn't leave it again. So finally the other musicians drops off. Piano first, cello then, and he's alone at the end. So here the piccola is as it is, but I can see on the name here that I really worked with the piano, the speed, but also in the envelope part to have more attack of this a short segment with a high volume stuff. And I remember the cello was a huge difference between this that has some gravels in it, skip time gravels. Otherwise it was really quite different actually. I think I threw that away. Here this is Pro Tools with its new folders, practical, but we can just look, because I do a lot actually in Pro Tools. So let's start again with our famous piccola and up. Now all this is piccola. So what am I doing? It's raw. It's just here we have the source files. Here, so that is what we was listening to last time. You have quite much bass in this sound, so you must cut it a lot. So the source I cut, and when I mix, usually or often I use. I mean, we all hear about this parallel compression, but I do parallel EQ. That's much less common on it because you can have strange effects, etc. But my idea here is that this is the raw version. Here I call that high because and I have this emulating plugin from the Neve. And oops, I took a 10K and I put it on a plus 18. So this is just gnit. So if we take away everything but this, the treble part, so that's original, the two of them. And then I actually put on a quite heavy compression here. And that is to compensate for these parts. Now we have some flanging effects here because we're listening in stereo. And I have to, I mean normally this is 4 separate points, but now we have only 2. So it's a mix, and I have some time adjust to take away the most flanging part. It's actually quite tricky to do a good stereo version of this. So that's yeah. So the compression takes up this because I can have a makeup of 9 decibel here, so it gets louder. So that's the bass, and then I put 2 verbs. I always use altiverb. It's a convolution verb that it's the first and kind of only one, and they have a huge amount of concert hall and homes and cellars, cars and tunnels and pyramids and what not. So here's one. That's the room. And then we have Philips Hall, I think. Yes, I like that. So it goes, so these 2 pick dry goes into these 3, and here we have still dry, but the compressed thing. And so actually the reverbs don't get the compressed version. So we do have some parallel compression also. These two are parallel EQs, and here we have parallel compression via the verbs. And then I do, now we can take away. Okay. And then I have a heavy, before I was happy, a new EQ session here. More cut bass, more cut high, because it was 2. Some character in the middle. This is the old Q10, but I like it. And the fab filter is completely... And that must be the this emulating Neve that have a little noise. And here I'm doing stuff also. I'm taking away some 90. And this one is very good character. Also I add in another way. And then again the last compressor again, the SSL one. So that's the Piccola setup. I want to show the real original and how much I actually change it in Pro Tools. We can send these directly to the front total mix. A lot of bass. So this is the original. And after my treatments, I have what I need. Something that goes with the Piccola. And then at the end, after all this, I have some VCA. The VCA, I actually do some volumes here, but the most volume I do here. I did by hand like that, how much I sent to the reverb. So that's the piccolo, and then we have the piano. And here we have another setup in the same way, so we have the raw files, and here's the way around. We want the bass, but here's you have much to this with this chich I don't want, because I'm filtering it to be a bass part. And you have comp, and I also am using this max bass. Oh, everything is clipping. It's not finished. To take the lower octaves, really the bass at 32, 16, etc., and then octave it up to around 60 or something. So it's more defined in smaller speakers, and also better defined to go. And I even have a very small, it's the same feel as before. Yeah, it's okay. And I'm certainly took away some bass there, not so much, but yeah. And I'm using low air. That's doing the contrary. It takes this signal here and octave it down. So I have doubled it up and down to have it everywhere. Then some compression, and a heavy one here. I actually I have some pieces where I do compression, and I have other pieces that are absolutely not doing compression, but everything is volume by hand. It's really a long work, it takes a long time, but it gets good also. It's another one. But this is a more evened out character that I wanted here. So this one is, it's also red, Joakim, doing a lot. And the L2 that I'm using all the time here to control the headroom. So this is still a mix it's a work in progress here. It's almost there. I have some more days because I'm leaving soon, and then it's the concert and the cello. And here I use a big reverb because a big reverb worked very well in the slow parts in these ones. I think it's a big here the reverb. Yeah. I have it on the reverb actually. And it's just, you see it's a hangar. It's a Festhalle in Frankfurt. That is huge. A big pre-delay so you hear it. Otherwise like that you don't have to have as much. If you put it further away after, you hear it more easily. I don't do so much normally with the cello part. Always too much bass, and here a big shelf, and the same 2-to-1 ratio of heavy compression. And then a small reverb in Schloss Esterhazy, Haydn, I think. And then I send all this and some final EQs and a new one that is not red. Compressor and with the reverbs. So, and as I said in this piece, when the piccolo gets back and take over again, a last thing from the piano. Last cello. I actually do Stockhausen Kontrapunkte, where he has a small ensemble, and it's only the piano left, and the other musician goes out one by one. Perhaps we will do the same on this concert. that's all for me for this time. Thank you very much for having me at the Bowed Electrons 2021, and I will be happy to come back another time. Bye bye.